Hello and welcome to the video tutorial on how to create a book cover for HSU's Digicom classes. I'll be taking you through the steps to create something that looks like this. This is also on your Getting Started with InDesign tutorial step by step, starting on slide 40. So let's go to InDesign and we need to start a new document. Go to File, New, Document. I would like 1 page, letter sized, and I'm going to click OK. We're going to start with our background. We need a basic rectangle. I'm going to select the rectangle tool and click and drag over the entire page. Now I'd like to change the colors. I want no stroke, and here is the fill, and I want my fill to be a dark blue color. There's the dark blue. And I can slightly adjust this dark blue color. Of course, you don't have to do blue. I'm going to double click right down here on this square for fill. When I double click, this comes up, and I just want to move mine over to make it a little more grayish color. Here's my new color. It's a bit darker, a bit grayer, and I'm going to click OK. And we need to do another rectangle. I'm going to select this. I'm going to copy paste. You can use the quick commands, Command C, Command V, or you can always go up to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. There's my second one. I'm going to change the color by double clicking on this color. You can go up here, but I have pretty limited color options. So I'm going to select this, double click, and make it a slightly lighter color. There's my new color, maybe a little bit lighter, and click OK. I need to rotate it, so I'm going to hover just outside the corner, or the edge will sometimes do it, until I get a rounded arrow. Click and drag until it's at a diagonal you're happy with, and position it in a place you like. Let's have it going off the side over here just a bit. And I need to copy and paste again. I can go up to Edit, but I really like the quick command. Command C, Command V, copy, paste. And position it just off to the side. You can line up this corner with this corner, pull up and down until you see that either a pink line, or a green line, which tells you it's lining up with this one. And I'm going to use my arrows back and forth. I don't know if you can see that tiny bit of movement. I'm using the arrows on my keyboard to position it until I'm happy. Double click, change the color to something a bit lighter, and click OK. We've got to do this a couple more times. Copy, paste. Change the color by double clicking. Use your arrows to get it just exactly where you want it. And I'm speeding through, but remember that you can pause this video and slow down yourself to get it to be just what you want. Alright, I'm going to call that my final one. I've been clicking outside to deselect. There it's selected. Click outside to deselect and press W on your keyboard to preview what it's going to look like. Okay, and I'm going to click W again to go back to this view. The next thing we need is a rectangle where the text is going to go. I'm going to click and drag a rectangle. You can try a different shape. I'd like the fill to be white, and I definitely want no stroke because it's a visual thing for me. I just really like the way it looks when it's just that white color. Okay. To give it some visual interest, I'm going to select this and pull it off to the side so there's just a little blue margin there. Now it's time for text. Grab your text tool, click and drag anywhere. If you click on, depending on the program you have, if you click on this shape, sometimes it will remove the shape, but I don't seem to have had that problem. I'm going to click and drag and type my title. I just came up with Forever Young. It's a song, but you can come up with whatever you want. It's very, very tiny, and so we need to change the size. I'm going to go to character, which I have right here. If you are in Essentials, Character might not pop up for you over here. Let's see what my essentials look like. There's character for me. Remember, if you can't see this character thing to get your font and size and stuff, you can always go to Window, and you can find character under type. There's character. So that'll pull up the same thing for me. Change your font. Please don't stick with Minion Pro. If you stick with Minion Pro, your graphic designer friends will know. They'll see it and they'll say, hey, that's the default. You can enter in a size here, or you can use the up and down to increase the size. And this is not in the slides, but you can increase the spacing. This VA is called leading, and you can stretch out the size, the space between each letter. Okay, I'm happy with this for now. I just need to position it in a place I like. These margins here, that pink thing, is just for you to use. It is a visual tool for your graphic design. So I'm going to press W, and that will just give you a nice little margin or a border over here visually. Next up, I'm going to do, you can type something else, a novel. This will be up to you on what you want yours to look like. It's a little too big. I'm going to bring down the size, and I know I'm going quickly because I'm assuming that you're going to pause as needed. Okay, Forever Young, a novel. And right now I'm just repositioning so that I'm happy with it. Press W to preview. I need the author's name. Click the type tool, click and drag by, just make something up, by Thomas is what I said, and I'm going to increase the size. It's going to be smaller than the title because it's less important information. And you can pick the same font or a different font. And I know that I want to change my color to white, so I need to come up and change the colors up here, and I'm going to show you this. This is actually the wrong way. What I just did was I changed the color, but I had my text box selected, and that's not what I wanted, so I'm going to try again. I'm going to go back to none. This time I need to select the text tool, and I actually need to highlight it. You can click and drag over it to highlight, and now it looks a little bit different. You'll notice that these are T's. And so now I'm going to change that first T to white. I don't want a stroke. I don't like the look of a stroke, especially on text. Increase the size just a bit since I changed my font. And we can move it over to the spot you want. I also want you to take a moment to try out Window, Type, Paragraph, because that will let you mess around with the alignment of your text. Is it going to be right aligned or centered in the text box? I'm going to make mine right aligned and close. That way I can line it up perfectly with that same pink line. All right, press W, check it out. Cool. So right now we are done with ours. This is as far as I led you in this tutorial with the slides, but I'm going to take you folks in the video just a bit farther and show you some effects. I am going to change to typography for this from Essentials because it has more text things and it has this effects, which we're going to use. In my first example, I couldn't really think of a good one, but I just used the word forever. This is just for practice. Maybe you'll come up with something more clever or useful. I'm going to try all lowercase to give it a neat design. And of course I'm going to choose a font that I like and make it a nice large size. Once again, I'm going to increase the leading to get those letters to be really spaced out, to take up the space just in the way I like it. I did overlap that rectangle just a touch, which you can do. Okay, and I'm going to change this to white lettering. Remember, It's not a T right now for my stroke and fill, so I have to actually select the type tool, or guess what, you can just double click on it. So here I go, I'm going to double click, and that just immediately popped me to the type tool. Highlight, and I'll change it to a white color. There it is. Now I'm going to show you how to do the effects to give it a little shadow. There's a lot of effects to play with. Select it, choose effects, and you can change the opacity, reduce the opacity a little bit, let the background show through. That's pretty fun. Do you see it? Looks a little gray now. And you can click right down here on effects, add an object effect to the selected target. It's so small, but it's so important. Effects, click on it, and here are a bunch of awesome options. You can click on any one. I'm going to do drop shadow, and this pops up, and there's all the other options that popped up here. So we can also do inner shadow from this window, outer glow, inner glow, bevel and emboss. Please play around with these. They're really, really fun, but I'm just going to stick with drop shadow for now. Here's all my drop shadow options: the color of the drop shadow, the opacity of the drop shadow, the angle that it's at. Right now, if I pull this over, it is previewing. If your preview is unchecked, you won't be able to see what it looks like. So when you press check on preview, there it is. That's what it's going to look like. Okay, you can increase the opacity. You can change the angle. Okay, do you see that angle changing? You can increase the distance to the letter, the size. Spread and noise have to do with how fuzzy it turns out. But I'm just going to click OK and let you all mess with it and have fun. I'm going to get rid of that window. I'm going to press W and call it good. Please save this as an InDesign file by going File, Save As. That way you'll be able to come back and edit it later. And once you're done with it and ready to put it on the web, you can export it as a JPEG, which will make the internet understand it more. You can put it on your Facebook page or send previews to your clients in a JPEG format. All right, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy.